It's time for the August plan with me, and our flower of the world this month is heather from Scotland. Hey gang, what's up? Welcome back. My name is Shayda Campbell, and this is our August Plan With Me setup. I find I often need to start a new notebook in either July or August, and I think you probably do too. So one lucky viewer will win a new Archer and Olive notebook, the same one I'm using here. All you have to do to enter is subscribe to this channel, turn your notifications on, and leave a comment below letting me know what you love about bullet journaling or my videos in particular. Really quickly, here's my July setup. I love a good black and white Dutch door cover, and that's exactly what we did, and my theme was jasmine. My overall theme for the year is flowers of the world, so each month I'm choosing a new flower. July was jasmine. I also did this mushroom illustration tutorial. You can find that on my YouTube channel, separate video. But this month, let's talk about August. Our flower is heather from Scotland. So flower is heather, country is Scotland. That was highly requested, and I want to do a simple cover that's all about that negative space. So I'm setting myself up for success by marking the center of the page, then I mark where the calendar will sit, and I write August, and I'm going to sketch a basket of heather, and we're going to do this super sketchy illustration. So I just kind of quick sketched the basket, and then I'm going to grab my fine liner, and we're going to basically continue a quick sketch. So I just kind of scribble across to make the top of the basket, and then I do this crisscross scribbly bit, and that gives that basket weave look. This is the type of illustration that like journal dreams are made of. It's messy, it's easy, it's quick, but it looks really pretty, I think, when it's done. So I'm just doing some little stems and sketchy scribbly bits for the flowers. It looks pretty crazy right now, but we're gonna add color, so let's do that. I have my usual mess of markers from brands like Tombow, Faber-Castell, and Spectrum Noir. Basically, you want a couple different purples and magentas, then you'll want a couple different greens, and one or two browns. You don't need the exact same colors. You're going to start with the light brown, kind of continue that crisscross. I forgot to get rid of my pencil, so you definitely want to do that. And then once you put that light brown down, you just add in a bit of dark brown over top, continuing the crisscross sketch. From there, we go with our lightest purple, and we're going to do this scribbling or dotting all across the top of the flower part, which is the scribbly bit. And then I'm adding a little bit of magenta, continuing with that like scribbly, dotty motion. The messier the better for this part. This whole cover page is something that you should be able to create in like 10-20 minutes. I'm going to take a green at this point, and we're just going to do some thin, quick lines going from the basket to the bottom of those purple flowers. And you could blend a couple greens if you want, but you don't need to. And then I felt like I needed more heather, more blossom, so I went back in with my light purple, added a little bit of this magenta purple on top, and then I'm going to complete all of the heather by adding a cooler, darker purple in there as well. So it gives a really dynamic look. It really makes the marker sketch pop when you blend colors like that. We'll just take a warm gray and add a bit of a shadow. I think I forgot to mention warm gray. How could I forget my favorite color? But you don't need to use gray for a shadow. You could use blue, or you could even use purple. And in fact, I love to mix color into my gray shadows because shadows tend to have a bit of a purple hue or a green hue or whatever. So there is our sketch. The heather looks beautiful. I'm going to mark out where my calendar will sit, and then I'm going to write August. August is one of those words that I just hate to write. I can never get it looking good when I do cursive, so I can always count on my like upper lowercase mix of print. I'll use my smaller fine liner. I believe this is the 0.2 millimeter nib, and we're just going to fill in that entire calendar. Remember, all of my favorite supplies and all the stuff you see me using is linked in the video description. So if you want to get your hands on some of these fine liners or the same journal, you can. But that's our cover page. All I need to do now is erase all of my pencil marks, clean that up, use whatever color to highlight the calendar. I chose the brown to pick up the light brown background from the basket, and we're totally done. And I love how quick and simple that was, but the simplicity, the sketchiness, that's what makes it look so good. Let's flip over and do our month at a glance. So this spread is where I write my goals and affirmations for the month ahead. And I've begun by tracing a circle right in the center, top center of the page. I just used washi tape. And then I'm kind of forming a bit of a rectangle around that circle. So washi tape trace, make a little rectangle around it, write goals and focus. I use focus for my affirmations. And that's basically the setup here. Now what we're going to do is take the markers, the same colors, and we're going to do another heather illustration, but this time I want to celebrate like the Scottish moors, the hills covered in heather. So I want to do a little mini landscape, and I'm starting basically the same way, but I'm taking the magenta purple and dotting and scribbling my way to a pretty burst of heather. So that's kind of the foreground. And then in behind, we're going to show all the fields of heather. To finish the foreground, use that green and put the little stems in, making sure not to go out of the circle. Even though the flower is bursting out of the circle, the stems are not going to. Just my little design decisions here. And then we're going to take the lightest purple that we have, and we're going to draw a hill in behind. So the line could be anything. Mine's sort of low on the left, higher on the right, and I just dot and scribble. Then I take my third purple and I do another hill, another heather-covered hill, and that kind of fills in the area, and that creates the horizon line where the hill meets the sun or the sky. The sun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so then what we're going to do to make this really look like a field or fields of heather is take that green, and we're going to do these little tiny lines, almost dots, to show that there is grass in amongst the heather, or that there's leaves or whatever. That just makes it really look like a field. And then we will create the sky. Take a nice light color like pink or peach, and we fill in with lines. You want to do vertical lines that don't quite hit the horizon. That gives the look that there's a bright white sun setting on the horizon. You can add a little bit of a darker pink or peach, just those same burst of lines. And it's a really easy, like good bang for your buck way to create the look of a sunset. I'm adding a bit of kind of blending my purples ever so slightly to help with that dynamic look. Remember, blending your marker. It's always looks so nice. And yeah, it kind of looks a little bit like something you'd see on a vitamin bottle, you know? Like it's like Heather Sunburst Vitamins from Shayda. But it's a cool little illustration, and a planner is a great place to just try things. If you have an idea in your head, it's like, why not give it a shot? Your planner is your place to relax and have fun. It's not just about making a pretty page. It's about you spending some creative time and relaxing into that time and like doing something nice for yourself. So if you have an idea, I say go for it. Of course, I added my black lines to everything, my sketchy black line, and kind of, wrote the goals in focus and put a little outline. It really finished everything off nicely. And yeah, that's my setup so far. I'm really loving heather. I have never drawn it before, and I'm so glad that it was requested. We'll move right along and do our calendar page next. As usual, I've sketched my calendar in pencil. I'm doing a 2-page calendar spread this month for August, and then I go over it in fine liner, and I simply pull the pen towards my body to help me get a fairly straight line. I don't bother with the rulers. For my August title, I've written it in a simple print, and then I'll go over it with my Tombow brush pen, get a nice sort of chunky lettering. And then we come in with a fine liner. I'm using a 0.4 millimeter nib, and we'll just add a little line on the right-hand side of each letter, and it gives the nice look of a shadow. Okay, basically that's our calendar setup done. So now we just get to decorate, and I'm going to sketch some heather on both sides of the calendar. I left a nice large margin on the right so that I have an area to write like a monthly to-do list. And boy, do I have to-do lists coming out my butt lately with the new house. I feel like I talk about this every month, but we're finally getting to the point with the house where it's not like a scary to-do list. It's more fun stuff, like finding furniture on Facebook Marketplace, I love refinishing old pieces, sanding them down, bringing the old wood back to life, or painting them. I paint a lot of stuff. Right now I'm working on a pine cupboard, a really old wardrobe. I'm hunting for the perfect harvest table. I love that sort of cottagey, antique-y look, so I'll have to post some photos on Instagram. If you're not following me, it's just at Shayda Campbell. And friends, just a reminder that you can print my August cover page and all the cover pages for this year if you are a channel patron. It's only $2 a month or $22 for a year, and you can sign up anytime. Head over to patreon.com/Shayda Campbell to check it out. There's so much bonus content, not just the cover page. There's an extra video every month, and lately it was a real-time watercolor floral. So if you're into watercolor as well, it might be a great space for you because we have a wonderful supportive community over there. Okay, this is my August setup so far. The calendar looks good. I love drawing this heather, and I'm going to complete the setup today with a simple weekly layout. Now, what we're going to do is create a spread that goes across 3 pages. Starting on the left here, we'll divide our page into 6 squares, and then I did the same thing over on the right. I put a page in the middle, though. I'm not explaining this very well, am I? And then I fold the middle page. So you've got 6 squares on the left, 6 squares on the right, a little grid, and then the folded page in between, and that gives you lots of space for those to-do lists if you're in desperate need like I am. Then you're going to erase 1 square from each side, and I did the top left corner and the bottom right so that we have 5 and 5. Make sure to erase before you start going over it in pen, or you will seriously run the risk of, just drawing the grid of 6, which I have done many a time when I tried to do a setup like this. You can see how it's coming together now, even though I didn't explain it super well. But it's really easy to set up, and it gives you a ton of space for the weeks ahead. And the other thing I like about this spread is that you have 2 weeks right there. So you have half a month at a glance. And that's really nice, especially if you have a busy few weeks coming up. And August is actually my birthday month, and we're going to be traveling for my brother's wedding. We're heading out west to see family, Chris's family and my family. And I have a very special birthday video planned. So my birthday is Tuesday, August 9th. Feel free to wish me a happy birthday by subscribing to this channel. And I have a super duper humongous, enormous video all about watercolor florals, yes, the usual, coming out on Tuesday, August 9th. So make sure you're subscribed so that you don't miss it if you love watercolor florals. I'm covering like literally every flower you can think of. Okay, let's erase all of our pencil marks, clean this up. This is kind of looks like an intricate weekly layout, but it's so simple, and the time it takes to do is no more than usual, and you're actually setting yourself up for 2 weeks, which I love. It is so hard to get the time to do my weekly setups lately, so this is exactly what I need. I am going to draw another basket of heather because this has become my favorite thing to illustrate, and it literally takes 2 seconds. Okay, not literally. It takes about 5 minutes to draw this sweet little basket, and that's just going to look pretty, and I've got half of the month of August set up and ready to go. So there's no excuse for me not to do my planning. It's funny how sometimes the things that we love to do are the things that we just don't get around to. Okay, a little bit of a sketchy black line, bit of a shadow to make it pop, and that is looking good. I just need to add the days of the week and the dates and all that little stuff. But if you are following along with this and you would like to take a photo of your work and share it on social media, I love to see it. Remember to use hashtag #ShaydaMadeMeDrawIt so that I do see it and I can share on my own Instagram stories and stuff like that, because I love to do so. All right, I'm going to put my enormous new home to-do list on the back of my no-cut folded Dutch door. I probably should use a bit of double-sided tape to tape this down, but I just didn't get around to it in the video. I want to do a list of like things I need to do around the new house, and then other things I need, or maybe not need to buy, but want to buy. And yeah, that's how I'm using my Dutch door, but you could use yours for just about anything. It's really just nice to have that extra space available in your planner for your notes. And frankly, on the back of the Dutch door, you don't even need to be cute. You can just leave it for messy scrawls or whatever, grocery lists. Okay, friends, remember, enter that giveaway. I can't wait to send one of you a beautiful Archer and Olive notebook so that you continue your planning for the year of 2022. The August setup is all about Heather from Scotland. I had so much fun with this, and I can't wait to see your creations on social media using hashtag Shayda made me draw it. And friends, patrons of the channel, remember to grab your cover page. You can print that and use it in your own planner. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.